Hi guys, it's Vaco here, and today we are in the patch 10.24. Not today because that was 1 day ago, I believe. No, wait. Which day is today? It was on the Tuesday, so I'm 2 days late. So don't worry, it was fast, yeah? So if you don't really like to read the patch notes, I will read it for you. So between the patches, there was a mini patch update to the Amumu because he's so broken. I believe only Kayle was more broken than actually Amumu because Kayle counter tanks and Kayle was on the same level with Amumu, and Amumu is a tank, so that's why Kayle was countering the Amumu. I mean, Kayle always will counter Amumu. That's the thing. So they changed the mana growth, which was changed in 10.23 patch when champions which lacks in mana just got plus 20 mana by level. So that's all. So that's I think that's really a big nerf because he's playing his W like always. He has it on and he's losing the mana, so it will affect his early game power spikes. Nerf in the late game damage. They didn't switch any AP ratios, and ultimate um, in the early games. In the early game there is less seconds of your stun, so that's actually good. That's actually good nerf. I think that maybe Amu finally will be thrown out of the throne because he's on the throne with the Kayle. Like we have to say it. The bug fixes between between the patches. I don't care. So here is the visual visualization of the changes. Of course, there's many skin and prestige edition Soraka. So that's a new prestige skin. Our change right now is going to be nerf of W. Um, Damage over time is going to be much less in the early game and late game, so that's a massive nerf. Because YMO is stronger than other tanks because of his W, and it stacks with the Sapphire Aegis and Demonic Embrace. So that's why Amumu is very strong, just because of it. And of course, just from the Demonic Embrace, he's getting bonus ratios to his W, and W deals health damage, so that's kinda broken. I mean, maximum health, I believe, if I remember well. Okay, damage ratio, AP ratios are getting nerfed, so that's a huge nerf. And bug fix damage no longer occasionally fires at a slightly increased pace. So you want to say that it was in the game that it could randomly increase the pace of dealing damage? His W? So that's why Amumu is king of the low elo. Okay, that's kinda suspicious here. Hecarim, the new items give Hecarim a bit too much extra pep. Okay, I don't care about it. Passive, bonus movement speed, conversion. So his early game and late game got nerfed. I truly understand that because Hecarim, if he was getting some lead, then no one could actually match him. I don't know who, because he was just jumping into it and one-shotting you. Like, and if something goes wrong, he just pops his ultimate and he's getting kill secure. Okay, and E, bonus movement speed. I understand it. Yeah. In the late game nerf, because you're going to be on the level 13, you will have so that's a mid game nerf, to be honest. And Hecarim no longer gains more than 25% movement speed immediately after casting E, devastating charge. Okay, so that was another bug fix which wasn't fixed until now. Great, right? Kalista Buffs, yeah? Am I right? Is that the buff? No, wait. Okay, we have to see. Fix the bug. Okay, so that's just bug fixes. Fix the bug where killing a target with pitch did not transfer all of that target's rent attacks to the next target it hits. So actually, that's a high IQ play with this Q. So it was only in some montage gameplays, I believe. It was really hard to actually pop up in the fights. Only on the Kalista jungle you could actually do something like this. Okay, Kalista right now correctly scales with 60% of her AD. Each additional speed now scales with 19.8, 23.748. Okay, I don't want to read these radios of her AD. So Harris E works properly right now. Okay, so that's all. Kayle nerf, unfortunately, because I really like to play with a Kayle. Now I have to just stick with Kassadin only. Bonus attack speed 1% per 100 ability power. That was 2% is 50% nerf of actually what they just gave her. Because in the patch 10.23 they gave her this bonus attack speed on the passive. Like, I don't understand why, but they were thinking that Kayle will be behind because of these changes. Because Omni Vamp, not Omni Vamp, Riftmaker is not that good on her like on Akali or Katarina, but actually it was better on her than on them. So it is how it is, and she's getting a nerf. Samira nerf, melee blade damage ratio. Okay, 2.5% AD ratio. It's from the passive. Whoa. And dash range to immobilized enemy. Yeah, because when someone is immobilized, you're just going to airborne him, and she kind of dashes to it. I don't know. I played with her, but I'm not good with her, so that's why I cannot say actually what I'm doing. Okay, Tryndamere buffs because he's kind of weak. He's kind of weak. Of course, all this Tryndamere which is getting elite on the top lane will rape your team, but right now, if we're going to compare it, compare him to other top laners, then he's really weak. He's really weak. So the Q, his Bloodlust, bonus AD. Okay, I get like 5. Plus 5 AD on every level. That's nice. That's nice. Not on every level. It's overall just plus 5 AD on his Q. And bonus AD per 1 missing percent of the health is going to be increasing the late game. So in the early game, didn't much that change, but you're going to max Q first. So actually, even in the early game, it changes a lot. That's a game changer for the Tryndamere because on the last, at the last point, you're getting plus 20. 0.20, but that's a massive thing. It was like 35. You're actually getting what was on the second level. You're getting just additional on the fifth level. Wow, that's amazing. So actually, Tryndamere is. I don't think it will be a meta, but of course, Tryndamere one tricks will crash your games like always they does. They do. Okay, Varus Q piercing arrow. New bow up. Wait, what they remove? Blight cooldown reduction. Cooldown is no longer reduced by 3 seconds if piercing arrow detonate on a blighted enemy. Okay, so when someone got 3 stacks from W and you played Q on him, then your cooldown on the Q was reduced by 3 seconds. And now it won't work like this. Bow up. Damage from blight effects detonate with piercing arrow are now increased by the amount of time Varus charges up for up to 50%, in addition to increasing piercing arrow's damage for up to 50%. Okay, so he's going to charge faster. and damage is going to increase, so that's nice. I think I'm reading it good. Amount of time Varus charges it increased. Increasing piercing arrows damage for up to 50%. So yeah, that's a charge. So charge of his bow will be faster, and damage will be higher. So that's great. Visual effect fix. Piercing arrow will now show crit text when fully charged. Okay. Bow down, detonating a blade stack. Wait, bonus damage. Okay, so that's a huge nerf here. But wait, we have to bow down. Looking for it. Donating a blind stack on enemy champions and having one now reduce all basic cooldowns by 12% of the max cooldown per stack. Okay, so actually they're going to buff it, but I don't understand the nerf of it. But I think if it would stay like this, then it's going to be OP with these changes. And ultimate, Varus now snaps to face the target direction on start of cast. Okay. So actually now you can predict it more when he's pulling his ultimate to you. And visual speed, oh, so it will be kinda slower. Is it actually buff? I'm kinda confused. But if Riot says it's a buff, then I think it's a buff, yeah? Because now he'll play his Q faster. Okay, never mind, let's go straight to the Yasuo. Passive, wave the Wanderer crit related effect, now wait to activate until any other effects that care about the crit have been taken care of. This primarily means the crit chance is no longer doubled before Gins or Edgeblades calculate its own hit damage. Wow, that's a massive nerf. So now you're not going to build Ginso on the Yasuo and the Ona because it, the crit chance was doubled on the Yasuo and the On, and when you had more crit chance, then you was dealing more damage from the Ginso. That's how Ginso works. You couldn't crit, but you was dealing more damage. And now, it's, it's doubled, still doubled, but when you have a Ginso, it's not doubled. So that's a massive change. Now Ginso is like not reading the stats of the Yasuo, it's only reading the item. Crit chance from the Yasuo and Tione items. Yeah, I heard about it. It's the same context up is here as Yasuo above. Like I said, the same change, but that's a big game changer. And now, I don't think that people will go for the Ginso on the Yasuo and the Ana. They have to find another build. But I think still Ginso is kinda okay on them. Okay, let's go to the items. Bot was kinda OP. It cost 100 gold more, and they just I don't know. They stolen the 5% attack speed from the blade of the Ruined King. Hey, Bosch was always was good, to be honest. He's overperforming. Yeah, on the bruisers, it's always overperforming because of his passive, which was buffed a lot. Okay, Cosmic Drive, ability power. Wow, that's big there. Big buff, to be honest. 5 ability power, so that's for the Vladimir Rise. That's a great thing for them, to be honest. I don't know on which champions as well you're going for the Cosmic Drive. I don't know, but when I remember, when I see Cosmic Drive, I think Vladimir. Then we can brace Azakana Gaze burn damage from 1.5% of the max health. Max health magic damage every second for 4 seconds. It's going to be now 1.2 max health magic damage every second for 5 seconds. For 4 seconds. Okay, I understand it. It's kind of OP. Like, you can just build it on every champion, and he's going to be kind of tanky. He will deal a lot of damage, and when you're going for it on the Silas, when you're going for the mask, And I think Liandry's Torment and Demonic Embrace, then it's going to be really, really strong, and you will just burn enemies so easily. Eclipse cooldown is going to be higher. I fully understand it. Eclipse is really strong on every champion. Actually, Eclipse you can play on every AD champion. And I'm being honest here. You can actually play it on every AD champion. Every one. Every one of them. Ember Knife, okay, so that's a nerf? No, they just changed that. Omnivamp is going to be reduced, but AoE damage is not going to be reduced. If I remember well, since most are equipped with some form of AoE that will benefit. Yeah, so now AoE are not going to be less healing than Ember now, than it was before. So Omnivamp is same for the auto attacks and for the AoE damages. I mean, from the every damage and AoE as well. So that's a good knife. I mean, that's a good changes. Knife, of course, Blade and Ember Knife will be always good. That's a massive game changer for the junglers. Essence River buff plus 1080. I fully understand it because it's very, very. I mean, if we're going to compare it to the other items, it's really in the bad state. Kraken Slayer buff, I understand it. Damage ratio, 85 weren't fallen, so that's normal damage. I mean the base damage, which you're going to deal with Kraken Slayer, attack damage, and instant with not prepared triggers auto ranges when holders also has a. So you can actually deal with Ginso to auto attacks like this. True damage out that, so that's broken. Leandry's Anguish. So that wasn't Torment, it's Anguish. I don't know how to actually properly say this word. Anguish? Anguish? I know. Leandry is too strong. You can play it on every champion, AP champion, and it's going to be strong. Yeah, AP ratio of the Torment damage. It will just burn you for less damage. So that's how it works from 2.5% AP to the 1.5 AP. Leechbane, Cocaine, damage ratio is going to be 10% less. Leechbane is very strong. Like, if I remember on a Kali, Leechbane was good. On the TF, on many champs, Leechbane is very good on AP. I mean, AP champs. Right now, I'm not building it on the Cassadin, so I don't care actually. Load and Tempest, the movement speed is going to be nerfed, and echo damage ratio is going to be nerfed as well. 5% of the echo damage and 15% for the movement speed. That's okay nerf. That's okay nerf because that's a big change for the not mobile mages. And damage, so for the mages which were one-shotting the ADCs. So ADCs can be kinda happy. Moonstone Renewer, Backfix, and it heals for more. So that's a good change. It's second, increased by 25, but okay, so starting heal will be better, but when the fight goes over, then it's going to be less overall than it was before. But at the start, it will be a bigger heal. Yeah. National stuff is going to be nerfed for the Kayle. Unfortunately, 5% AP ratio. I understand it. Kayle was actually too broken. Like, you couldn't, after 3 items, you couldn't walk up to Kayle. Night Harvester, you can build it on every assassin, every mage. Even AP Rengar is broken with it, so I understand it. Like from 175 to 150 magic damage is going to be less in the early game, and it's just minus 50 damage nerf. So that's a massive big changer here. And I don't really like this item either because it just gives you, I don't know why it gives you the health, 150 health. I remember well. Like, I don't understand this item. Hextech Rocket Belt, magic damage was nerfed by 25 in the early game and in the late game to 50. And movement speed from 75 to 50, so Echo and Vladimir are kinda crying here. The total cost of the Phantom Dancer, okay, that's a massive buff to the Phantom Dancer. Total cost is reduced by 200 gold, and his passive is going to be increased by 1 second. Prowler's Claw plus 5 AD, and Orsan's Strike Claw attack damage. Wait. So after Ord will upgrade it, it's going to be plus 5 damage as well. Okay, that's a nice buff. Prowler's Claw is really bad item right now. Like, only on the Nocturne it works good, I believe. Riftmaker damage just 3% per second. There is going to be reduced by 1% per second, so actually at maximum range, I mean a maximum cap it was 15 and now it's 10%. So actually you will deal less damage over time. Serpent's Fang, just buff when someone has a shield. It's going to be plus 20 physical damage. It's kind of big buff, but I don't know when you're actually building it. Like, I don't understand it. This item is kind of not that many things have shields, to be honest. Okay, never mind. Some of the heroes have shields, but when 2 or 3 enemy champions have a shield, then you should go for it, to be honest, because without it it's not that good. Because when there are not that much heroes in the enemy team which actually can perform, with this item you can perform into them when they playing the shields, then I don't understand this item. I mean, of course, if it will be a support meta, ardent meta, then yeah, sure, this item will be good. But right now, I don't see that it will be a meta. This item is so much situational and in the critical states. Tier of the goddess change that basic mana is going to be increased by 90, and stacking of the tier is going to be reduced by 90. Archangel staff mana is going to be increased by 100, mana immune as well. Seraph is going to give you plus 10 mana and more mana as well. So I don't understand these changes, but the rest I understand. But of course, always 10 mana is welcome. Mid lane minion changes. Mid lane cannon minions now give 10 less gold, and mid lane cannon minions now gain 30% increased attack speed against towers. So not getting a cannon will punish your turret, and getting a cannon is going to be not that worth like it was before. But it's still a cannon, you have to get it. Okay, behavioral systems updates. If there's an AFK player detected on your team after the 10-minute mark, you can go for the surrender after 10 minutes if you have AFK in the team, so that's a great thing. If a player on your team leaves during a ranked match or is detected as AFK, your LP loss may be reduced. May be. So they can maybe reduce your LP loss when you have an AFK. I don't understand. Primates with a disconnected AFK professional and players in progress will not receive the loss reduction. So primates, so when your teammate is going to be AFK or disconnected, you're not going to receive the loss reduction. Okay. But loss reduction is what we wanted from them. Finally, after many years, the 10 years, we got it. Finally, after 10 years of the league, we got it. Finally. Thank you, Riot. Thank you. Item shops, so they updated the icons. I won't talk about this. Some visual changes and sound fixes, and visual changes and sound changes, so I don't care. Aram balance changes, I don't care as well, to be honest. And bug fixes, QoL changes. So league clients, maybe finally it will work properly, I believe. And there are skins which are going to be in the game. I mean, they are actually here. I think that this Dark Cosmic is kind of nice. This Hecarim is pretty nice. And there are the Hromas. So that was actually everything. I hope you enjoy it. I think that you understand the patch notes like I do. And I think that Kayle, unfortunately, and Amumu, fortunately, is going to be thrown out of their thrones. So that was everything. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe, give a like, write a comment what you think about those changes, and see you soon, guys. Bye.